Right guys, let's get into some positive vibes. Good man, perfection, back again with another video. Let's start it with a couple of good vibes, man, because you know what? We're moving past that subject of LGBTQ. Remember, I want to make this straight, guys. Again, my videos isn't to hate on anyone, because even myself, I'm mental. Like I said, I've clearly put my hands on myself up with mental health, right? There's a stigma of mental health. I don't hate any LGBTQ. I'm not there to preach people to beat people up if they're different from you, racism, prejudice, and all of that kind of stuff. But I do believe, and I've said this before, that as black people, I do believe that our masculinity is at risk here. I believe that we're the strongest. We were the first people created on this planet, and we are the strongest physically. Others will say, well, look, all aspects, mentally as well, spiritually, blah blah blah. But we know scientifically we're the strongest dominant force on this planet, and we're being emasculated. Do you understand? In order to be controlled, we're being emasculated. In fact, it's quite funny because China had so many gay and LGBTQ influences that they put a ban on them. They said, right, no longer. Can't remember what. I think it had something to do with the whole of the internet actually. So that we put a ban on them. Said no more of these gay and homosexual influences are going to be allowed to run rampant on the internet and influence so many. Do you understand? Is our future generation, and this ties into what I was saying to you earlier about the witching influencing. Are we just going to have a generation of of effeminate men? Do you understand? And there's a lot of women out there, which is very scary, that are willing to lay down their lives for LGBTQ members, while these guys are taking over every single sport that women have ever been involved in, and are willing to die for them and this and that. But we're not women. As I sit down here now, I'm not a woman. Okay, there has to be some sort of logic. I don't run off my emotions or feelings. You understand? I run by logic, and I look long term. And there's nothing that I've said that is promoting beating up transsexuals or this or that. But long term, I'm worried about my people. And long term, I'm worried about, say, my daughter growing up, and any sport that she's involved in, some sort of transsexual holds the cup or the world record for or this or that, and it becomes the norm. And then I have to sit down at 80 years old and go, do you know that once upon a time it was only females that actually took part in these sports? And have you heard of someone called Rebecca Johnson? No, I've heard of someone called Tony Johnson. Well, Rebecca Johnson was a biological female, and she let me show you a clip of her on GayTube. StraightTube. Call it GayTube now, but it used to be called StraightTube then. Let me show you a clip of Granddad. She's a biological. Yes, that's what I'm saying to you, child. It's going to be one of those ones where in the future every single sport, female sport, will be dominated by transsexual females. Do you understand? Some people can say, oh yeah, but look, you're going too far. I don't think I am. Do you understand? So there's certain things I'm going to be strong on, and you can ban my channel, it's all good. Ban my channel, take it out the waters, but that's, the same way I used to pull those guys up back in the day when they were talking BS. I said, no, you're talking nonsense, brother. You're just you're feeding to the crowd, but there's nothing behind that. It's exactly the same way I feel about every kind of topic. LGBTQ, I said other things anyway. But anyway, that's how I feel, guys. So it's nothing personal. It's not me trying to. I don't condone beating or bullying them up. If people want to have transsexual group of male friends and this or that, it's your business. That's something you choose to do. Me personally, no, because I feel that show me who your friends are and I'll show who you are. And I believe that you can easily, it's actually something I was thinking of earlier, right? Let's assume that I had let's assume I had a transsexual female friend, like I show Speed, right? Let's assume she was really attractive, right? Most women that I know are not going to associate with me if I'm that close to that transsexual. So I have to understand, as a black male, by me having someone like that in my life, a nice looking transsexual girl, I'm pushing away biological females. Well, my life anyway, the type of girls that I go for, the type of circle that I'm in, especially at my age. And if I went back to if I was in your generation now has changed, but in my day, that's how it was, right? So therefore I can't have that around me, right? So if I can't have that around me because it's pushing away my chances of finding a real woman, then the only time I'd have someone like that around me is if I was really lonely. Now, if you listen to I Show Speed, he's saying, well, you know, real girls don't want you for this, or real girls don't want you for that. So maybe there is some sort of authenticity to what he's saying, right? But if that's the case, then there will come a time. Let me see if I can show you guys it. If that's the case, there will come a time where you're going to have that transsexual girl around you, and it may be, say, a month, might be a year, might be 2 years, 3 years go by, and you're a bit desperate, you're a bit horny as a man, and maybe that transsexual girl is wearing something, bending over in front of you, or this or that, and maybe you've had a bit to drink, maybe you've had a bit of marijuana, and you find yourself doing something. Do you understand? Now this goes back to what I was saying about earlier, like, I don't play games. I'm not that fake guy that's, oh, is there a girl about? I can't say, yeah, what? Boy, I'll knock out 10 guys. I'll knock out 10 guys. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm logic. I generally try to see things, like I said, I've been in that situation, I've tried this, I've tried that. So I generally try to, so what I'm saying to you is that if you choose to be with a transsexual knowing that's pushing biological women out the way, and 7 years go by, as a man you're going to feel vulnerable and this and that, and if you're accepting something that in your presence, maybe one day you get a bit drunk, maybe before you know it, you may find yourself being attracted or getting intimate with that transsexual. Therefore, me, logically, I'd rather not have that around me, period. Nothing to do with beating them up, nothing to do with that. Now, swiftly moving on, guys. Right, so let's move on to the next one. Right, so let's play a track. You know what? This track is coming at the right time. It's coming at the right time. So listen to this track, guys, and tell me what gender is singing it. Okay, ready? I can't. You know what? Let them flag this video, whatever. Do what they want to do with it. You know. Right, we'll leave it at that. Okay. So if you heard that, you heard that. So, cut long story short, I'll give it to you straight. Right, so that voice there is of a beautiful looking female. Let's go back to the video. But nobody like work, but you must hustle if you want job.
finish, they won't fight though.
But guys, suspects. But it's a nice track. It's called Aya Star Rush. Definitely recommended you guys listening to it. Right, so now that I was only, the reason why I played that track really is because it was a positive track. I wanted to take you guys out of the negative vibes, or the realism. Sometimes when my channel is about being real, sometimes I'm too real. People don't really, some people can be quite depressing to them. Do you understand? Right, so moving swiftly on, guys. Ryan Garcia, mental health. Ryan Garcia and mental health, guys. Check this out. Right, so Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is about to fight someone called Devin Haney. And
I'm gonna have his daddy putting oxygen mask on him. He gonna need an oxygen mask. Remember that. Remember what I said. I'm gonna have Devin in a stretcher. They're gonna be taking him out in a stretcher. That part. Because remember when he asked King Saul, God asked King Saul to destroy everybody and leave nobody left. And King Saul didn't do it, and that's why he was like, I'm done with Saul. Where's David at?
right, guys. I've always been an advocate of mental health. You know I am. Tyson Fury, mental health at one stage. One stage he was fighting on behalf of people that suffered from mental health. One stage he felt like killing himself and this and that. But then he started talking about God. God will help me win this fight. God will help me this. God will help me that. Ryan Garcia's latest thing now is that he's a prophet from God. I think one stage he even said I am God in one of his videos. Okay. But then under the same breath he's talking about aliens, mind control, which probably makes sense, I suppose. Mind control is probably possible. But he's also talking about knocking people out, putting them on a stretcher, viciously hurting people and this and that. And my take on it is that Ryan Garcia right now, rather than, I don't personally see him as a prophet, I see him as someone that needs help. And it's sad that some people are actually entertaining it and saying maybe he is a prophet, maybe God is speaking to him and this and that. And then other people are kind of piggybacking off it. Like I said to you about previous videos, I'm not there to piggyback. So Ryan Garcia has, God knows, millions of viewers, millions of subscribers or whatever, and they're basically pretending to entertain it in order to kind of piggyback off of popular people and somehow, gain viewers themselves. So there's no general snakeism interest in Ryan Garcia. It's just about how do I piggyback off of his success and kind of take some of his viewers or subscribers and, add to my own success or help to promote my channel and this and that. And it's wrong. It's wrong in so many ways. Do you understand? Ryan Garcia needs help. He shouldn't be fighting Devin Haney at this point in time. And it's sad that no one in his life is real enough to save Ryan. In fact, someone actually did say in this video here,
I promise you I'm leaving him in a stretcher. I promise you I'm leaving him in a stretcher. If I gotta bite it, I'm leaving him in a stretcher.
Someone actually did say, Ryan, how does that tie into God in that video? And he starts quoting Bible scriptures and basically what's the word now? He basically starts misinterpreting, but there's another word for it. I won't use the word misinterpreting, but he starts to misinterpret in Bible scriptures and leading someone down in the wrong path, in the wrong direction. There is no beating people up for money, guys, okay? There's no beating people up for money. And in the video he says, well, that's my job, that's why I'm beating him up. I know that's your job, but if you're talking on behalf of Christians, if you're talking on behalf of Christ, you need to stop what you're doing, because there's nowhere in the Bible where it promotes people being beaten up for money. That's wrong. It's dangerously wrong. Do you understand? But because he has mental health, and because I'm a real one, Ryan, it's all good. Well, it's not all good. It's not all good. It's definitely not all good. But I understand. But I'm a real one. Either continue down the boxing path and just refrain from the whole God thing and this and that, or just stop with it, because you can't. Is it chalk and cheese? It's, you can't run. You can't be out there promoting, I'm going to put him on a stretcher, but at the same time the Holy Spirit's in me and I'm a prophet. Do you understand? Like, and the worst part about it is you know you're very fully equipped with the scriptures and blah blah blah. So it may end up being worse for you, Ryan, because you're well aware of what the Bible is. You know more about the Bible than I do. Do you understand? So I just need to put that there about Ryan Garcia. Right. So Guy, this ties into the whole scriptural thing as well, guys. Let's move on to the next one. Quickly round up this video. So this guy claims that he went to heaven and he only saw black people. I did actually try watching the video. So this video, not a lot of black people are going to like what I have to say about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Right, so I came across this video, and I believe it's a black woman. And yeah, I am talking about a black woman, or it could have been a black man. Basically, I'm talking about my people. Do you understand? I'm talking about my people. When worst comes to worst, my peoples come first. I think it's Method Man that said that. When worst comes to worst, my peoples come first. My peoples do come first, but be real. Always be real. Do you understand? And when this white guy said this, there was a couple of black people. Could have been a black woman, could have been a black man. If it wasn't a black woman, it would have been some other black guy that, again, loved, like, when they saw a white guy posting something like this, oh my gosh, I got to get on this. He's saying that only black people will be in heaven. I got to kind of, no, what you've done is you've made yourself look like a fool by even entertaining this guy. Do you understand? Okay. He claims he went to heaven and he only saw black people there. Now let me get this straight. Let me break it down to people, right? Right now, I believe that I don't believe God sees colour. Do I believe that there's some races that are more entrenched in sin, like the Western world, like America, like the UK? Yeah, I do. Do I believe that there's more countries like the Western UK and the UK and America that are like, they're drenched in sin, they're drenched in it. It's up to their eyeballs. It's almost like a swimming pool and they're in the deep end, and sin is literally, they're drowned in it. Do you understand? The influences are so strong, they are. And due to those things, there's more racism. There's more lust. There's more hunger for money. You name it. Incest, thieves, paedophiles, you name it. It's all there. Do you understand? Influence to have a life without God. And due to those things, you do get a lot of prejudice, racism, and this and that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you go to places like China, which you do, and Turkey. I was watching a video today on Turkey. Turkey is supposed to be the most racist country on the planet for black people, and I've been there, and my experience wasn't too good. However, I don't believe that heaven is going to contain just one race or this or that. And I'm not going to entertain this guy because he probably got high on weed, or that's an insult. That's me insulting the guy, right? I'm not going to entertain that and jump on the, you know, piggy bank off of. I'm not going to kind of stab him in the back by entertaining this video. The fact of the matter is, good people go to heaven, or good people get to remain on the paradise earth. Bad people don't, or some people leave bad people burn in hell. But this video really makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense, because it doesn't make a difference. It's an individual fight for yourself. It's an individual fight for yourself. And I wouldn't be too focused about what's happening around you. You need to be focusing on your fight and your relationship with Christ, with God. That's the point I'm making. Things like this can sidetrack you. When you say, I only saw black people in heaven, it can sidetrack you. It can 100% sidetrack you. You know, I may go to China and I may have a racist experience in China, but the reality of it is, when I die, it's what a man is judged by his works. It's my works here on this planet. It has nothing to do with Chinese people. God will judge them when that day comes. But I need to be careful if I'm walking around preaching hatred. And this is what I'm saying to you, like earlier when I was talking about gays and blah blah blah, whether it be racism, whether it be prejudice. I need to be very careful when I walk around preaching that, because it's sidetracking people from the main thing. Same thing like what Ryan Garcia is doing. It's sidetracking people from the main goal. Right guys, thank you for listening. This is the last video. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, please find God. At one stage I was thinking about actually deleting my videos, because I'm more into kind of like Bible studies now. Well, not Bible studies, just kind of reading the Bible. And I may or not delete some of my videos. I may or may not delete all of my videos and start again. Who knows? But this is a big update for me anyway. What else was I going to say? I think that's the top of my head, really. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for staying with me. And yeah, this is Luke out for the last Drunken Banter Revisited, Snakeism Edition. And get close to God, know who your friends are, and know that that's pretty much, that's all I can say. I thank you for watching my videos, guys. I love you all. Peace out, homie.